The most baffling things about US grocery stores, and I hope he's going to say the amount of
stuff.
Like options you have.
Option stuff. This is fresh off the upload. I think it's about 20 hours in this upload.
It is. We're not jumping off the back of it, but I'm obsessed with grocery stores.
Yeah, we sat down. It was on the home screen. Why don't we just do this one for tonight? Go and check Lawrence out though, because like I said, we are doing it very shortly after he's uploaded it. So go and check his link in the description. But wait till after this video.
Yeah, please.
Let's get into it. I guess.
Should we talk about the animal in the room?
The animal in the room.
The elephant in the room.
The animal. What elephant in the room? Oh, that.
Harry Potter face.
Yeah, I headbutted the door.
If
Happy
you're
days.
interested, yeah.
About 3 hours ago.
Because someone's going to comment it, so we may as well clear it up.
Yeah, but we're going to comment on every video we see from now on. So it's going to be, it's just, we can't do it on every video. Anyway, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Let's
ready.
get into it. Most baffling things about US grocery stores. What have we got?
Hello, this year I have been doing a lot of videos devoted to trying American food for the first time. This video is sponsored by SimpliSafe. After all, there's no safe like SimpliSafe. And something that you don't really see in those videos is the fact that we have to go and get the ingredients from a supermarket. I have two missions on this mission. Number one, to pick up some of the ingredients for Maryland crab cakes, which I'll be making in my next video. And number two, to show you some of the baffling things about American grocery stores. And just as we pull into the parking lot at Jewel Osco, if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, do that now.
Same here.
Yep.
Would appreciate it.
In the meantime, let's go shopping.
I have realised that I need to try not to do reactions. Like, as in, like, with my I think I do a lot of my... I know I did that and it hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that really hurt actually. Oh, okay.
You also don't want your,
But I can't help it. I'm naturally an eyebrow mover.
Yeah, don't.
Just, I need to use my words.
Oh yeah, you can't be angry at me. You can't frown at me.
Oh, I'm never angry at you. Okay, don't move eyebrows. Don't move eyebrows.
Well, first thing to notice is that you don't have to put any kind of coin in order to procure a shopping trolley, or cart as they're known here. This is something you will see at Aldi, which is something that you see at Aldi around the world. But for the most part, American carts don't require it. In the UK, coin...
It's Aldi, isn't it? Do you guys call it Aldi?
It's definitely Aldi.
And yeah, he's about to say, literally, in the UK, every trolley cart, you got to pay pound. You get your pound back.
Yeah, you do. And in France.
And in France. Can
I just clarify that in Jersey you do not?
Yeah, we don't have in Jersey, actually.
I don't know why. They trust us.
But what you end up doing, I think in the UK, you add it to your keys and you buy like a pound-shaped thing.
I still don't get why you need to do that, because once you put your pound in, you just paid a pound. If you want to steal it, you're going to steal it anyway.
You get your pound back. Yeah. No, the idea was you don't steal a trolley without, at least if you paid a pound, you've had to pay a pound for a trolley, you can't get that pound out.
It's quite a good price.
So it is a good price, actually.
Operated trolleys are a bit more prevalent, with some supermarkets employing them and others not. Back in 2017, these trolleys made the news when many of them were incapable of accepting Britain's new 12-sided pound coin. You know, I was just thinking about something. When we were in Britain, we were walking around one of the superstores out there, and I noticed these stools that I had forgotten about. They used to be in all of the grocery stores in England. They still are, it seems. And you don't see them as often in American grocery stores. Perhaps it's because the shelves are slightly higher up. So the shelf stackers who use those stools in Britain, they need something a bit taller. So usually what you see in grocery stores here are things like ladders to help them get to those
more
nice
heavy
spaces.
duty.
Because as you can see, I'm a tall person. I can only just about touch that. And on the subject of size, it won't surprise anyone to learn that American supermarkets are generally bigger than their UK counterparts.
Definitely.
I found this to be especially true at Walmart, whose retail spaces are so big.
Asda,
they're not.
Isn't it? They like own Asda, or Asda owns.
Okay, the close bit.
The closing bit.
Yeah, that's in Asda, isn't it? Yeah.
Even supermarkets, but hypermarkets. A hypermarket combines a supermarket with a department store, basically a one-stop shop for everything. However, it might surprise some to learn that Britain has its own hypermarkets, with the likes of Tesco Extra, usually found on the outskirts of town. That said, at 70,000 square feet, even these don't stack up to those Walmart supercentres, which average about 100,000 square feet.
Yeah, they're just too big, aren't they?
I've never thought about Tesco Extras.
What do you mean?
I don't know if I've never seen one.
There is one in Rotherham, and you'd have passed one, but I don't think you've ever been in it.
The Tesco Extra sign really looks like the Carrefour sign. the same colours.
A little bit,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? And that's obviously Hypermarket in France.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever been in it in Rotherham, but there is a big one in Rotherham.
I've never been to a Tesco's.
And it's on stilts, actually. So your car park's underneath it and it's on stilts.
Is that by Rotherham College?
I think so.
I've never been. I've seen on the bus probably.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to find crab meat. I've never done this. Do you want? We could just go to Baltimore. You won't normally find milk of this size showing up in Asda because we just don't have the fridge space.
That's way
for
too
it.
big of a
That's not
bottle.
all. The
Huge.
inclusion
How'd you
of
pour it?
preservatives as well as a
Surely
different
it's gonna go off.
pasteurization method means that American milk actually lasts longer than British milk. So Americans can justify buying it by the gallon. But what is a gallon? Because both countries have different ways of defining that. A US gallon measures in at 128 fluid ounces, while a UK gallon equates to 160 fluid ounces.
Oh, wow.
So you might think, ooh, Lawrence, you lied. British milk is bigger. Well, not really, because in the UK, milk is not typically sold by the gallon, but in pints and litres. The largest bottle on the market is the 6-pint bottle, which is a tad smaller than a US gallon, even if a UK pint is 1 1/4 the size of a US pint. It's all quite confusing. I think this will just about fit in our fridge. One thing you'll often notice in US grocery stores is the price tag. It's very inviting. It usually ends in 99. It makes you think, okay, it's 1 cent cheaper than, say, $8 if it's $7.99. And that's great. So you get the thing, you put it in your cart, and you walk up to the till thinking, all right, great, we've made some good deals here. Until sales tax happens. In the US, sales tax is added at the point of purchase, and after 17 years...
Again, if you're used to it, you're just used to it. But it is always shocking, especially to a Brit who comes to America, when you forget and then you go and it's a bit of a shock. And then the next time you may forget again and then you may forget again. But eventually you learn the lesson.
I can imagine it's it can catch people out when you're doing like little bits. I guess when you're doing your big monthly shop, you probably don't even notice.
But
you
like
don't go around unless some people might do. Like sometimes I go around counting up what I've bought.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like a big one where you just put anything in the basket, then you probably won't.
Yeah, whereas if when we were in America, Archie might go, oh, I want that Teddy. You think, oh, yeah, 99. I've got a $20 note. Sweet. You get there, that'll be $21. Is that? Oh, I need to dig for the extra dollar now.
Years living in the country, I no longer bat an eyelid at this. But having arrived here from a country where value-added tax is included in the price tag, it did briefly make me reconsider buying a ukulele when I barely had enough money to justify it in the first place. What's this? Refrigerated eggs. This is not something you would see in a British store where the eggs are usually placed just on a shelf somewhere away from refrigeration. And why is that? It all comes down to both countries' attempts at preventing contamination. In the United States, the USDA mandates that eggs must be washed and sanitized before they reach the consumer. Basically, this is to ensure that it's not covered in chicken The European Union, on the other hand, says that Class A eggs must not be washed, which sounds mental, right? Except the EU believes that washing eggs can do more harm than good. And there's a couple of reasons for this. When a hen lays an egg, she coats it in a cuticle in order to protect the egg against contamination once it pops out. Anyway, it's thought that washing eggs can result in the removal of this cuticle, making eggs vulnerable to pathogenic contamination. In America, the USDA requires producers to wash eggs in water with a minimum temperature of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. They are then rinsed with a special cleaning spray with the intention of eradicating contamination and then dried. Not drying the eggs would mean that the resulting moisture could become a breeding ground for salmonella. Additionally, using cold or dirty water in the cleaning process would cause bacteria to seep in, and there'd be no extra lives for that egg. So what's this got to do with refrigeration? Well, firstly,
by the way, let us know what's the better method. Is there like a proven better method?
I have no idea.
Because one side, well, both sides, I imagine, are probably stuck in their ways in terms of it'll cost money to do it a different way. Do they just keep it?
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know.
USDA freely admits that washing the egg can remove the cuticle, so chilling the eggs in store becomes more critical. In Britain and the EU, not so much. One thing that's often mentioned about US grocery stores is that the cashiers, when you get to the till, are usually standing up. A lot has been made of how this is not great for, your physical well-being and all of that. We're not used to this in Britain, where they are sitting on a stool, and as somebody who has just...
Not all the time.
Sometimes, yeah, mainly though.
If you've got a till where they've got the travelator thing, whatever it's called, and they go and it goes across, and a normal till. Yeah, a
like,
normal
just a
till.
normal till.
Yeah, they're sat down. But next to self-service machines,
They like baskets only ones.
the baskets only ones where you put your basket
they're
on,
stood up.
they're stood up, they don't get
Fairness.
seats. So it's about 50-50, I'd say.
Fairness.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I ain't lost it all yet.
Selfish knees, I can completely empathise. On the other hand, arguments in favour of this, usually by those that own the stores, seem to be that standing up looks more professional and that it gives the cashier more range of movement, which, as I'm demonstrating here, is obviously true. And I take back everything I said in the previous scene. But let me know in the comments what you think. Should cashiers be able to sit like they do in Europe? Or should they stand like true patriots? Of course, increasingly, both countries are adopting self-checkouts. And Chicago's Jewel Osco is no exception. I'm well practiced in this. And in fact, self-checkouts are, I think, amazing because you don't have to talk to anybody unless you're buying alcohol. But I quit alcohol, and that was one of the reasons, being social. What's going on with that? With that no eggs? What? I used to be good at it. Yeah,
there you go.
That did it. We did it. That's good. Old Bay seasoning.
How many store-provided bags did you use today?
0. And of course, with Britain and America being two nations divided by a common language, you can't really talk about grocery stores without talking about some of the terminological differences. A big one, of course, as I mentioned earlier, is trolley versus shopping cart. And of course, when you come to pay, in Britain, you go to the till. In America, it's the cash register. And one that stood out to me recently as people that don't usually go in-store, but in fact go to the curbside pickup lanes in Britain, which I'm surprised to say does have curbside pickup. It's just there, it's called click and collect. If you like to...
Oh.
In the car, do we?
No.
We don't have in Jersey. Not in Jersey.
Collect in the car, I don't think.
We do
you
have
to walk in and collect it.
This sounds like you've got click and collect in the car.
Yeah, I think you type it in on one of them things. And it comes
Yeah, we've got click and collect in the UK where you've got to walk into the store, do it, someone brings out a bag for your stuff. Makes sense to do it in the car.
They might have it in the UK.
Maybe.
I haven't.
Just not in Jersey. If you're from the UK and you know, let us know in the comments.
To this video, be sure to watch 8 American Habits.
That is the end of the video. We did react to the 8 American Habits, I think. Or did you?
I think I did. I definitely did.
Yeah, I think it might have been you. Or maybe we both did, I can't remember. But anyway, go and check our reaction to that out. Check out Losty. Smash that button, smash that subscribe button. I wonder if this cut's going to open up by the end of this recording session. But yeah, what should we do?
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.